We went on discussing Annamaya Kosha a bit. We talked about Pranamaya Kosha. Slowly we are heading towards Manomaya Kosha. But today I'll stop somewhere between Pranamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha. So traditionally what I'm discussing today, or what I'm going to discuss today, is not the part of Panchakosha, but I'm adding it in. Here comes we are leaving the prana and we are entering into Manomaya Kosha. That means at the center of these two, there is something which is physical and at the same time psychological in its nature. So psychophysiological form of energy that stays between Pranamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha. And this psychophysiological form of prana, or you can say energy, is known to us as Kundalini. The nature of this force is psychophysiological, so that means at least there are two forces involved in it. But we say there are three: is physical energy, mental energy, spiritual energy. Nature of physical energy is to move outward. Nature of physical energy is to move outward. Nature of mental energy is to move inward. So just forget about the outward and inward expression of yesterday prana. Just think about this very differently. So nature of physical energy is to move outward. So that means the physical energy moves from inside out. It expresses itself. Nature of mental energy is to move from outside in. Spiritual energy is the balance of these two. So that means willfully if a person needs to manifest, outward expression can express. If needs the inward journey, can go inside at will. So these two things together, that's spiritual energy. So if this is inside and this is outside, so the nature of physical energy is to move outward. So this is the spark and then it expresses itself outward. Nature of mental energy is to move inward. This is outside and then it moves inward. Spiritual energy is a circle around these two forces, which is nothing but the balance of these two forms. So this is yantra. So anytime you think of your mind and the way mind stores information in it, it stores information in forms of structures, geometrical shapes. If you see the nature of physical, it appears that this is the masculine energy. Nature of mental energy is feminine, and spirituality again is the balance, union of these two. Masculine energy, if you see it, it's more of a logical form of energy. There is logic. Feminine energy, intuition. Spirituality, intelligence. We all know that the masculine energy is never just masculine. There is feminine aspect to it, and feminine energy is never just feminine. There's a masculine aspect to it, and everything is inside this organism. So to express logic, we have left brain, and to express intuition, we have right brain. And the balance of these two is spirituality. So that means now with EEG or electroencephalograph, we can actually check if a person is spiritual or not. So we cannot just say, yes, we are spiritual, but now we can actually measure, are we spiritual or not? When both of the brain hemisphere works together, that means the person is spiritual. So are you having both of the brain hemisphere functioning for you right now? What do you think? So how do I know that the brain is working holistically with both of the brain hemisphere right now? Now flow of energy is managed by moon. That's the hypothesis. So hypothesis says that moon and the cycle of moon around the earth regulates the energy patterns inside the human organism. So left brain, if it is active in you, that means the right nostril is more open. So you can check. So close one and breathe with the other and feel the flow, and then block this one, open the other one and feel the flow. Always one is more predominant over the other. So after checking, how many of you have right nostril is the dominating one right now? Right nostril. So if right one is dominating you right now, that means you're using left brain. That means right now you're using a lot of logic. You're supposed to have intuition in this classroom, otherwise you're going to struggle. Right brain, that means left nostril. So there are some people, they have left nostril active more in comparison to the right one. So that means you are experiencing intuition right now. So it's easy for you to get connect with what is happening in front of you. Then there are going to be some people, they have both of the nostril open simultaneously. So are there? That's good. So we got some spiritual people also sitting in this room. So what is the symptom of spirituality? It's not that if I wear orange clothes, have big beard, and I live somewhere in a cave, then only it makes me spiritual. No, you can be spiritual here by activating both of your nostrils. Yes, this comes as a question quite often, where people says like, what about the deviation of nasal septum? So the wall between two nostrils, it gets deviated towards one side. Now think of, actually nowadays, people are raised in a logical environment. And anytime if they want to, even if they want to use intuition, it's cursed. So if you stay with the logic all the time, for sure, nasal septum is going to get deviated. And even after surgery, I know people, they went on having the surgery to open it up. But after a few years, again, the bone grows towards the same side. Yes, and then there are some people, they always stay with the intuition. I'm not saying it's just with the logic. Then there are some people, they just always stay with the intuition and logic is missing.
So we could fix that?
Yes, yes. But again, it's not going to get fixed in few weeks or few months. Because it's the complete transformation is needed. Because it seems like for all those years, the person was either under logic or under intuition. So one faculty was missing. So right brain, that means left nostril. Balance means both nostrils active. So why not we breathe through both nostrils? You know, why both of the brains are not active simultaneously? I would say just because right nostril is more physical, right side of the body is masculine side of me, and left side is the feminine side. So anytime when the right nostril is active, I can do physical activities very easily. So if you need to plow a field, 100 yards, that requires a lot of physical energy. So at that time you need what? Right nostril flow. So you can, instead of sending the energy to the left nostril and right nostril together, you can actually make a concentrated effort just with right nostril to do something physical. Now think of it in a way that one day you come to the classroom, same teacher, same sequence, One day enjoys and the next day you feel awkward. So maybe the day you enjoyed was matching the flow of energy and the day you were not enjoying was a mismatch. But if you need to do something mental in the sense, think of you that you are a musician and you need to create a composition, then physical energy is not going to be supportive. So then you need to have the left nostril active. If you are a painter, you require left nostril. Anything creative requires left nostril. If you need to write a book or a poem, that requires left nostril. But if you think that you need to meditate right now, neither the right one is complete nor the left one, because you needed both of them together. Because for meditation, your physical and mental energy is supposed to be balanced. Now think of those people that they sit in meditation, because that's the meditative session, and they have right nostril active. Yes. So many thoughts are going to come to their mind, and it's hard for them to push those thoughts away. If you're trying to do meditation with left nostril active, what's going to happen? You're going to feel sleepy, dull, lazy. It's going to be hard for you to sit there for 5 minutes. So meditation is possibility only if both of the nostrils are active, and because of that we do alternate nostril breathing as a preparation for simultaneous flow of both nostrils. Here comes a time that you can choose a particular flow of energy according to the need of the moment. So if you're supposed to participate into a physical activity, you activate the right side. If you need to participate into a mental activity, you activate the left side. If you need to meditate, you activate both. And because of that, these facilities are given. Otherwise, both nostrils can work simultaneously. So it's not that we're going to meditate throughout the day. But if we want to, we can. Now what happens? It is regulated by moon. Now how it's regulated? If you go and study Swara Yoga, this is a tiny book which talks about moon and its influence over our energy patterns. Swara Yoga, S-W-A-R, Swara Yoga. Now under this, we have a calendar. And this calendar talks about that on a particular day of moon cycle, you're supposed to have a particular nostril flowing at the time of sunrise. According to this calendar, on a particular day of a moon cycle, you're supposed to have a particular flow of a particular nostril at the time of sunrise. And if it is not there, that means what? Pranamaya kosha is not functioning according to the laws of nature. That means Pranamaya kosha is not functioning according to the laws of nature. That means this organism has started opposing the laws of nature. Only if it is according to the moon and its calendar and it's happening the way. But again, it's a hypothesis. You need not to be scared, it seems. So what happens that according to the moon calendar, it's supposed to be a specific flow today. So just take it that according to the calendar, it says like right nostril supposed to be active today at the time of sunrise. So it stays active for 60 to 90 minutes. It stays active for 60 to 90 minutes, and then after 60 to 90 minutes, it comes back to the other side. So that means today I have started my day with right nostril. That means with logic. After 3 days, it's going to change. After 3 days, I'm going to start my day with left nostril. And then again after 3 days, it comes back to right nostril. So it fluctuates every third day. So 60 to 90 minutes, one stays active and then it gets to the other side. But when it gets shifted for 2 to 5 minutes, both of the nostrils stays active. So that means several times in a day, we become spiritual. Several times in a day, when it moves from right to left or left to right, we experience some degree of spirituality for 2 to 5 minutes. Now, how many of you were experiencing the right nostril? That's good. So now you put your left hand under your right armpit and press it. I'm talking to the people, they were having right nostril active. So you put your left hand under your right armpit and press it for 2 minutes, and it's going to shift it the other side. It's going to shift the flow of energy to the other side. If you are the person who are having left side active, so you put your right hand under your left armpit and press it, it will go towards the right side. 2 minutes. Yes. So that means with small things, you can change the flow of energy according to your requirement. Yogis, when they used to meditate, they used to use a wooden structure under their armpit to press it anytime if they need to. They just press it and it goes to the other side. Or anytime if you lay down to the left, anytime if you lay down to the left side, it makes your right one active. Anytime you lay down to the right side, it makes your left one active. On top, here comes a time in your practice of meditation that you just focus upon the nostril. You just focus upon the left nostril and it activates the left one. You just focus upon the right nostril and it activates the right one. Just by mental influence, you can activate a particular flow of nostril. If you need both, you just stay at the center, tip of the nose, and it activates both of the nostrils simultaneously. So just with mind, you can influence later on. But initially, we need some physical stuff.